Hi everyone, so today's is going to be a quick video on a tutorial on how to do your own fake rocking in your reptile enclosure. So yesterday I just moved this into my room. Move back a little bit. So we've got this large cabinet and we have the side up there and we have the middle and we have the ends. I'm only doing the middle for now. And practically I'm just going to show you how to do your own fake rocking. So first step, find a stack of newspapers. Second step, get a staple gun with some staples. Third step, if you have a shortage of newspaper, get a whole load of shredded paper. So that's practically it. So just ignore all these practically ugly marker drawings. These are just a small guide to tell me where things are going to be roughly. So you will understand later on in the video. So here is going to be the steps up and it's going to be elevated. So the X's mean that it's going to be elevated. And that's just, yeah, that's just the things I've done for now. I'm about to start. Okay, everyone, we're up to our first step. So practically what we do, I'll just move this away, is now, you can see if you look closely, is that it's just chicken wire compacted with newspaper, and you can feel me hitting it. And that's practically all it is. So what you're gonna do, I'll get back a little bit. So what you want to do, so that's all chicken wire, alright? So what you want to do is, alright, what you want to do is, got this handy staple gun. So what you got to do is, you get the chicken wire, you make the frame, so you staple the bottom all together, and then you can see that there's bits of shredded paper. I just did a frame of newspaper going around, and that frame of newspaper going around, it has inside has compacted with shredded paper. So you can see up the top it's flat newspaper, it's just compacted with shredded newspaper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish it off and I'm going to show you the finished result of all the newspaper stapled. Okay, this is just an update on the progress. So practically so we had a big board in the middle here. Practically took it out. So practically just snapped that off. And the glass is just going to run about, say, 10 mil, and then the rest is going to be concreted. So I haven't done the sides yet. I'm working on, see, because I got to watch because I put in the lights. So that's just the big ledge up there that I put. I'm going to make ledges all around, and then that's just the rocky formation. And down here is going to be a little pond. So I just stop this here. Whoop. Okay. So down here is just going to be like a little pond, so there's going to be water in here, and the reason I haven't done here is it's supposed to be a little waterfall up here that comes down, but I haven't done that yet. Practically we have the big boulder in the middle, we have this boulder sticking out, and these two are going to be on top of each other, but it's not really in place yet, because once you concrete it, you kind of put it all together then for those loose pieces like that. That's just the side, and there's going to be stairs which I've got to do detail on, and that's just the click up there. I'm back, everyone, so now it's just gone dark, and I've practically finished all the mesh on the newspaper. So just to show you the quick from the bottom here, that piece that's concreted is not part of it, it's just on the side. I'm drying, that's just the bottom, so practically we're going to have a massive ledge there. If we slowly move over, we're going to have another ledge on the other side, and our waterfall. Now, whilst I didn't have time to do a video, I had to straight away get stuck into it, but I can quickly show you just a little bit. So I've just concreted inside here with fine sand. So I mixed it with a bit of cement, lime, syndey sand, and obviously water. So I just mixed it up, and this I spent a hell of a lot of time in it, because this is where the water is going to sit in. So I got to do a couple coats of sealant. So practically what's going to happen is, this is our waterfall. So our pump's going to sit right in the corner at the back, and the hose is going to feed through, and it's actually going to go underneath here, travel all the way up through this tube, through this hole,
and it's going to sit at the top here, and the water is going to flow down on here, and it's eventually going to drop down from there into here. So that's the design I've done at the moment, and practically the rest, all I got to do is concrete it all, which is for another day. So that's it I've done for now, but just a couple of steps. So you want to have support when you put the wires down, so obviously staple gun it and try not to, like I've done here, I'll zoom in a bit. So like I've done there, that mesh is stuck on, like sticking up. You want to flatten it. If you can, use a hammer and flatten it all. And then all the bits where there isn't rock, you still want to make sure you put some newspaper, some mesh, sorry, and still staple it on, because you're not going to just have that plain, you still want concrete on it, so it's going to make it look a bit better, just like I've done here. So I didn't put any rocks, and I still put the concrete on top, and you can't just put the concrete onto the timber because it just doesn't work. So practically that's just a ledge up there, and yeah, I haven't done the top and put mesh up here yet, but yeah, that's what you need to do. If anyone wants to do one of these, what you're going to have to do is don't do a large project like I am here, because this is massive. Don't do a large project like this. Start on something small, say a fish tank size like that. Do something small, and then move over and do something big if you wish. Something I've done here is shown in the past videos. That was my first rocking video. Don't have anything in there now, but see, this is kind of the dodgy one, and I've learned from my mistakes here, and I'm coming over and doing this one, which will look much better. So I'll be with you in the next video once we've done the full coating of cement on all of the. I'm back, everyone. So today I've just done almost half of the enclosure, and I've concreted half of it. So personally, I'll just run through what I did. So I started from the top, and I practically just concreted it. I took my time, and this took me a whole day to do. So you need to take your time to kind of get all the concrete everywhere and in all those small gaps and all that stuff. It can be a bit of a pain in the butt, but it is worth it in the end. I'll just put this down here. Alright, so that's what I have right at the bottom. Now you probably see there's a tool pointing to the left around there, and that's just holding up a little bit I did, which is up on that in the middle on the left. I'll zoom in a minute. Practically that was just a little piece of the waterfall, so instead of the waterfall running down that side, it'd go and detour down. So what I'm talking about is this is going to be the little pond in here, and then the hose is going to run through the back. It's going to go all the way up, and it's going to stay in here. The water is going to flow down to here, and then the water is going to be in a little pond here, and it's going to come out here and travel down. See, before the water would have just came down here and made a bigger splash. Now I've kind of controlled it a little bit more, so it goes down. And the reason I'm using that tool to hold it up is that, one, it's broken, and two, it was the only thing next to me when I did that piece. So practically, this is majorly like a big project for me. So if you are interested in doing 3D fake rocking, I suggest starting it on a small piece. Say something like that, a little fish tank like that, put a wooden background like that or something, use it for reptiles, and just do it like that. I recommend doing that instead of jumping straight into a big thing like this, because you need the experience from a small one, like I have experience for that. So I was just doing fake rocking on a smaller reptile enclosure and going to a big one like this. So practically all I did was the newspaper on the wall, practically just I wore gloves, grabbed a handful of cement and chucked it on the back wall and just spread it out. Eventually the cement will dry up and then stick underneath, and that's how you do it. It's just a long process, but this will take around 3 to 4 days, whilst a small one probably will take less than a day. I'll have another segment showing step by step again to do this. So we'll be back. Alright, so what we have here is I've finished all the concreting of the enclosure, and now I'm just going to give it a day to dry. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with some really coarse sandpaper, go around all around, get all the rough bits off, make it all smooth, all straight, and then I'll chuck a coat of sealant after that, coat of sealants on and give that about a day to dry as well. And I'll chuck out oxide. Now I've done a little test of oxide here, and that's like an orange kind of color, carrot color. I'm probably going to change over to a little bit of sandstone, and we'll see how that goes. So with our waterfall feature, what's going to happen is I've left that bit on the side there. Haven't really fixed it up down there. Reason being is that there's going to be a block of cement on top of here to cover the pump. So the water's just going to flow in here, and the pipe's going to run to the back, and the water's going to come out down here and drop off here. And if the animals or the lizards are going to put in here interfere with the water flow here, and the water goes everywhere, well, it's not really going to go everywhere because it's going to flow back into the pond. So that was a pretty neat idea that I had. And yeah, so we just have a little cave here. Goes around, and then we have this big boulder here, and that's just stairs here practically to get up. And that's the top here is our big basking spot where the lizards can stay up, and that's practically it. And then on the other side we have another one. So that's all for now, and I'm going to install the lights, do everything for it, and I guess we'll see how the finished result turns out. So this is until the concrete is done. So we've finished the concreting, and I've done a test color, which is sandstone oxide. I'm probably going to do that in the next couple of days and just put it all over, cover up the grey. So this step is practically just getting really coarse sandpaper and just sanding the hell out of the concrete, just get all the sharp edges off. Practically it's just so the lizards or whatever you're putting in here won't cut themselves or anything, and overall smooth it out and make it easier for the oxide to drain on without any holes, any white holes or anything like that. You just simply go on and you just rub it and scrape it off with really coarse sandpaper, and then after you do really coarse sandpaper all over, you do some very fine ones, so we'll give it a fine smooth finish. That's pretty rough, but you don't want it too, personally for me, I don't want it too rough, but not too smooth either, so halfway would be good. So that's practically this step. Alright guys, so today I've just finished the sandstone colour, sandstone oxide on the concrete, and just do a quick run through. On the camera you can't really see the colour as good, but I'll just put the camera down so you can get a better view. So that's practically it. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it pretty good, but it is, once it dries up, it only took me around 2 hours, so once it dries up it'll be a really good sandstone colour. And practically that's it for this step. I just did the same thing as the cement, mixed the mix of cement, Sydney sand, lime, and obviously the sandstone oxide, and I made it a very wet mix so you could almost just paint it on. And then I just wear some gloves and chuck it on, and it practically just dripped down from the top and covered it up for me. So wait for that to dry, and then the next step after this would be sanding the hell out of it again and getting it really smooth. And then once the sanding is done, I'm going to move over to the waterfall part here, and I'm going to have to put, I'd say, a coat of sealant in there and where the water's going to fall. And then once I've put that coat of sealant, I'm going to have to get some silicone, so probably aquarium silicone, and just silicone all in the bits where the water will go, so the water can't really escape and it will just sit perfectly in that pond. And after that it'll just be a couple more coats of sealant, protect the whole thing. And then after that it's pretty much done. Install the lights, and we're almost done this. So next video will probably be the sealant, so see you in the next clip. Alrighty everyone, so what I've done here, just quick to update. What I did was I put the silicone inside the pond, and so far I'm just testing out the water to see if it all holds. Got the pump in the background, and I put 3 coats of sealant on it. So if you look at what sealant is, I've used this waterproofing pond sealer. I put that inside, and that's practically all I've done so far. And then, because that's all done now, I just need to glue on the tracks for the glass. And what I did this morning was I did the top, so cut at the top, to mesh on the top, and I'm just going to put these glass tracks in. like right there. So all of the glass I'm almost done, and just testing out the waterfall down here, and almost finished. So we just had the pressure of the hose here was too high, and the water was rushing all the way down, and it was colliding really harshly here, and it was just flipping over here. So what I've had to do is I have to get a lower pressure pump, or put different hose sizes inside this hose to make a lower pressure so it will flow nicely inside. But if worse comes to worse, I'll just re-concrete it, but it won't be that much of a hassle either way. So stay tuned for the next finished result. Alrighty, so our next quick update, I've just put the glass tracks in, the bottom and the top. And I've probably done a bit of a dodgy job here, but I've just put some sticks and newspaper to clamp it up, hold them up. The top bit was just holding up by itself, doesn't really need it. But yeah, this can be done quite more professionally than I've done it, as this is quite dodgy. But that's just a quick update. So I've glued on the tracks with some Maxi Bond from Bunnings. And what I've done to the waterfall, I tested it out, and the water was just coming up from here and shooting down straight out, and it would eventually shoot out at the glass. So what I've done is I've just concreted this wall here, and wait for that to dry tomorrow, silicone over it. And then once I've siliconed over it, I go to the sealant back over, and then we'll test that out again and go from there. So practically the water will just come up from here, shoot down, hit this wall, and then flow back down into here, and hopefully it doesn't have a lot of splashing effect that will go on the glass. But that's practically it for this update.
Alrighty guys, so enclosure is finished, the glass has been ordered and the glass tracks are on at the moment, and I've finished silicone the waterfall and put the sealant around, so that's practically all done. The top has the light, and we're just going to fix up that bowl. Somehow to fit that, we'll put in like a different big dome thing around it. But yeah, we'll just go close up to the waterfall because that's what we haven't seen. Started. So there's just a bit of water going around here. So I'm going to have to silicone all the way here to stop it, and getting in the tracks a bit as well. But that's an easy fix, so I might have to re-concrete a little bit more here just to fix it up. So I would recommend you try something out like this, but you gotta have your patience with it, because you might have to keep doing a couple of coats to get it right, you know. So we have practically the pump down there is right in the end, and that was a bit of a pain in the butt because the pressure was really high. So I stole this off the filter, and it's just a long tube about that. It sprinkles out on that side, hits against the wall, comes down and flows down. So that's practically about it. But yeah, that's practically the finished result. And yeah, so hopefully you can make your own. Give the video a like and subscribe if you liked it, and we'll have clips more coming.